Most people suspected that Bungie had something to announce at the PlayStation Experience keynote yesterday, and expectations ranged from a Destiny Tower Christmas party to a full suite of new winter DLC Forge of the Gods. We got something in the middle, a brand new limited time event, the Sparrow Racing League. This is something I've requested all the way since the Destiny Alpha, and it's kind of surreal that full-on Sparrow races are finally going to be in the game. Right now it's mostly in the prototype phase, with just 2 tracks during this event, but Bungie has made it very clear that if all goes well, they'll certainly develop it further. The courses look well designed, and I like the idea that no one Sparrow, no matter how cool looking, is faster than any of the others, making this an experience that combines mostly cosmetics suits, Sparrows with actual skill. How you perform is simply how well you can handle your vehicle. Bungie likes it because it's yet another opportunity to sell new kinds of cosmetics for silver. Fans like it because many have wanted Sparrow Racing from the start, and rewards include up to 320 light level gear, which is normally only reserved for the raids and Trails of Osiris. What all this focus on a vehicle mode makes me miss, however, is the glory days of Bungie back when vehicle play was a core part of the shooter experience in Halo. The Warthog, the Mongoose, the Ghost, the Banshee. All of these are iconic vehicles that had their place in some of the larger multiplayer maps, and always in campaign missions, but so far, for reasons unknown, Bungie has been unable or unwilling to replicate that kind of vehicular magic for Destiny. Sparrows are Destiny's best vehicles, and honestly they're not even that great, if we're really getting right down to it. Yes, they're just dandy from getting from point A to point B, but that's really it. Their cornering is practically non-existent, and now I'm worried that in actual races, their weight and substance will be a problem. You're supposed to be able to slam into opponents to knock them out of the way of boost gates, but Sparrows are so light, that it's more like a gentle nudge. There's no impact, no weight to them. I understand not going full Mario Kart with Sparrow Racing and adding weapons or special power UPS, but lacking even the ability to effectively and consistently ram your opponents. It's like you're pretty much going to be racing against the clock and your own screw UPS alone, and that's not exactly the most engaging racing experience. But even if Sparrows need work, that's nothing compared to Destiny's other vehicles, which are only rarely featured in the game at all. I can only think of 3, the Pike, the Heavy Pike and the Cobalt vehicle that shoots rockets in 1 or 2 levels. Really, all of these vehicles are only used in 1 or 2 levels, be they strikes or story missions, and none of them handle as well or feel as good as the classic vehicles we see in Halo. Once upon a time, some of these vehicles used to appear in multiplayer modes, but they've been stripped away in part because Bungie realizes their vehicle development and balance game is really no longer on point. But it doesn't have to be this way. But I can't help but remember how my friends and I would make a mad dash for the Warthog to ensure we could ride around Valhalla together. I remember what it felt like to laser a Banshee out of the sky. I remember head-on ghost battles where you'd grip your teeth as you played chicken with your enemy. All of that is gone now. Destiny is a great game in many aspects, but vehicle play isn't one of them. Sparrow Racing shows that Bungie wants to evolve in unconventional ways, and I hope that if it's a success, that they go back to the drawing board on vehicle play, and come up with some new classics which would make the world of Destiny even better. Most people who have played Destiny for any length of time will agree that Bungie's shooting mechanics are as close to perfect at this point as you can get. Even in a sea of a half-dozen other quality shooters out this year alone, there is nothing that compares to the simple feeling of head-scooting a Drag or a Legionnaire. On-the-ground gameplay is great, and even though it can still be tweaked, it's never been a true problem in the game from the start. Rather, it's always been its biggest asset. I think Bungie should start turning their attention toward making sure the vehicle aspects of the game feel as similarly well polished. Right now, they're nothing but sideshows. Little optional bonuses that crop up in maybe 5% of the game's content at most, and many people will avoid them anyway, because it's simply easier and more fun to shoot regular guns